Well, it's Christmas for 2023. I should say we just had Christmas. And actually this is one of the things I got for Christmas, which is a nice little bottle of Grenache. I don't mind the full body wines as well, but I am rather partial to Grenache. So for those who like a bit of red from Barossa, this is Reserve Grenache. Well, actually it's not Barossa, it's from McLaren Vale, but anyway. Very nice. So we're going to just do a video on the end of the Go Kart season and how it went. And yeah, it was pretty interesting actually, because spoiler alert, we did actually manage to, in the very last race, which is the final of the Kartsport meet at Barossa, we did actually manage to win it. And I'll come to that shortly, but it was a very memorable year and a memorable way to finish it. So just before that meet, which I'll come to, we had the state Karting Australia presentation dinner, Karting SA I should say, presentation dinner. And again, a little bit of a surprise because I didn't know this, but I got told by a message, oh, you've scored a trophy. And that's because I'm a member of 3 different clubs, and they do not just the big series presentation, which is like Festival State Cup, but they also do the club championship for the various weight groups in all 3 major clubs. And they said, looks like you've got something for Barossa. And lo and behold, medium 4SS, so I did. But I think, to be completely honest, it was a little bit of a gift. I don't think we have much by way of medium weight drivers at Barossa at this stage. But anyway, as they always do, they give you the microphone, so I had the chance to say a few words.
Massive thanks to X-Cars, Greg and Christian, because I wouldn't be back here doing it if it wasn't for them. Most recently, Greg welding for chassis, very much appreciated. Craig would have to be the hardest working person I know in Karting South Australia. I think we all probably experience his generosity from time to time, and he always does it with a smile. And I really do feel very privileged to be alongside such good drivers that TD Racing has, and then there's me, so it's a real privilege to be there. Thanks to my partner for coming out and supporting me. And I think last but certainly not least, because I've come back into a category that's affordable, there has to be a lot of kudos to those people who've really helped promote it. And there's probably no one who's done more for us racing in South Australia than Tim Murphy. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to get back into the sport.
And even though it was a little bit of a gift, I think it was just nice really to have an opportunity to thank people who've helped me this year. So the day after the Karting SA presentation night, we went back out to Barossa, and this was for a Kartsport meet. So just to differentiate, Kartsport is a less serious form of karting. It's almost like a social karting meet where you don't even have to have a Karting Australia license or a club membership. Kartsport will allow you to pay for a license fee on the day. It's separate to Karting Australia, and a lot of people do it just for a bit of fun. I hadn't done it before. I decided to do it. I knew 3 other drivers who I regularly drive against who are all Karting Australia meet winners. So I knew their standard, and therefore there was a bit of a, if you like, a barometer of performance. I knew roughly what to expect and whether I was doing okay or not. And this was an experiment, because for the first time I added weight to the car and drove as a heavyweight, and it was this meet that was going to decide for next year, what do we do? Do we go to heavyweight, or do we stay in medium and try and lose weight to get to the optimum weight? And this decided it for me. So what happened? Well, firstly we had rain, more rain than I've ever seen at a kart meet before, and believe it or not, that worked in our favour. We went out and we were massively competitive. We're at Barossa Go Kart Club for the last meet of the year, and this is not a Karting Australia meet, this is a Kartsport meet, which is a bit more relaxed. I haven't done one before, and as you can probably hear, it is raining a lot at the moment. And we got into the practice sessions, and lo and behold found that we have some pace today. I'm trying to debate exactly why that is. Is it a combination of the setup of the car? Is it the tyres we're running? I'm not really sure, but we've got some real good pace. Unfortunately, what we don't have is luck. So the first race took place, and we had an electrical issue, and it was similar to one of the practice sessions where we stopped, and we thought, oh, it must be water going in the motor, but then we found out it was a spark plug. So that's been replaced. went out in the next race, and we were second on the grid. And when we started, we ended up getting pushed from behind into James Place, who was leading, and luckily he didn't get taken out by that move. And then on the next lap, I have a bit of pace, I make a move for the lead, and then as we're coming around the sweeper, well not the sweeper, the first couple of corners, I get a little tap, and it turns out it's something similar. So I think what happened is James got pushed into me, so the same thing. And unfortunately I didn't get back on, I ended up in the gravel, so that was the end of my race. It's just one of those things, that's motor racing. It's a bit frustrating because we do have some pace, but we do have, I think, 2 or 3 more races, so maybe we can do something with them just for a bit of fun. It'd be nice to run at the front if we can. So we're at the start of Heat 3 here, green light, and I'm up the back of Steve O'Callaghan, who's drawn the pole. James Place beside him. I'm looking for the inside here, probably a little bit ambitious. I back out of courtesy, just back out, and Steve spins, and I think Wesley Bowden's the one that gets caught up in that. And ever the opportunist, Daniel Bowden goes through, and on the back of him is Gary Sheepens. So I've lost a little bit of momentum through all that, and given what's happened in the last race, I just want to sort of get settled in. I know I've got the kart speed to do something pretty good, and at this stage I don't have any clue that I'm going to have a problem in this race. So I get settled back in, just let these two take care of themselves for a few laps. Notice that James Place hasn't really got away. Gary Sheepens having him for a little bit of a look up the inside, can't quite pull it off, and I'm thinking, you know what, within a lap or so I think I'm gonna have an opportunity here. And yeah, at this stage I'm feeling pretty comfortable, not really aware of what's about to unfold. Right at the back, looking for a move, and lo and behold, into this right-hander, I'm feeling, oh, something's changed. What's happened? And the throttle cable is not basically releasing, so it's basically staying open. And here, which is just a lifting corner, off I go. And I'm thinking, we've got a bit of a problem here. So I'm pushing down, releasing, pushing down, releasing. You see Wesley Bowden go through there and take that position back. I'm just trying to free it up again and get back in the race. And it's just not really being too cooperative at this stage. I'm tiptoeing around the track. And same thing here, going to left-hander, I go wide. And I've backed right off here. Through goes Peter Meal. And at this stage, I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to park it at the end of this lap. I think, well, you know what, I'm still trying to release this throttle. If we get through this corner, maybe we can, you know, as I say, just continue a little bit and see what happens. And lo and behold, we get through the corner. And this reminds me a little bit of the 84 Formula 1 season. It was a particular race, don't remember which one it was. And Nicky Lauda and Alan Prost were racing for the world title. One of the races, Nicky Lauda's about to pull out the race. He has gearbox problems, and he's slowing down, about to stop, and he's like, I wonder if I can just find a gear to get back to the pits. And he finds a gear, and then he finds another, and he carries on, and wouldn't you know it, he wins the race. And that season, as you may have recalled, was only won by half a point at the end of the season, owing to a race that got shortened. So we're carrying on, we got race pace again, we're back in the hunt, and I'm like, well, let's just see how fast we can do with our lap times. Let's see if we can close down the gaps to the people in front. Closing on Peter Meal here at a rate of knots, feeling pretty comfortable. The car seems to be behaving itself. Again, round the sweeper, no problems. Yeah, a little bit frustrated, but we're back into the game now. Back in the hunt, having a look down the inside, a little bit ambitious on that corner. But I think Peter just caught that I was there. And I go through on the inside here, and I think he's just opened the door, and I've probably given him away, thank you very much. And we're basically now back in hunt with the people at the front. But they've had a good opportunity to get some distance, and had we been racing in the dry, they would have got probably more than half a lap, maybe 2/3 of a lap. And it's only the conditions that really kept us, or kept them, I should say, in sight. And just, as I say, take a note of where they are, and how much we're now starting to close them down. And that's the pace of the car. And it's sometimes very frustrating that in sprint karting you can have a situation like this where you basically have a little bit of bad luck at the beginning, and then it comes to you and you think, oh gee, it's a frustrating race, but with another 10 laps
this could have been the race of the day. And I mean, look, dirt karting even more so, you can hold your breath through those, but we're looking at the moment at potentially doing some sprint kart races that are maybe, 20 laps, 40 laps, even 50 laps in length, and like a mini enduro to see how things play out. And I'm running out of laps here, turning the sweeper for the last time, and here comes the checkered flag. We were doing alright at the end, but unfortunately too little too late. But we've got 2 heats to go. At least it's sorted itself out, whatever the problem was.
We had an issue with the throttle cable getting jammed the next race, but we actually fell back a little bit. But we picked up quite a bit in that race, the 3rd heat. So the pace of the kart was there. We just lost about 3 laps worth of decent running, and I could see the gaggle at the front just getting closer really quite quickly actually. So that was encouraging. The last race was our best one yet. We got in a good battle with the leading group, and I thought we pulled a second, but I didn't see the checkered flag, so I think we were side by side and we got a 3rd by about that much. The pace is there, and the pace has been there all day. It's just having a lucky break, not getting taken out, not having mechanical issues. I think we got the fastest package today, so 1 race to go, final. What an awesome way to finish the day and finish our first year back. We just had the final and we won it. We started 4th and we worked our way through, and it would have been a real tragedy if we hadn't managed to get a win today somewhere in one of the heats, because the kart's been good all day, it's been well balanced. The tyres may have something to do with it, when there's a lot of discussion coming out of that today. But yeah, no, it was really good to have that battle, get through. The only tragedy is that the GoPro ran out of battery, so I haven't got my first win of a heat on video. As to the meet in general, as to the point score, because I think it's a point score meet, some are just finals only. I'm not sure where we came, if anywhere, but we'll go to the presentation and find out. But no, it's been a really good day. It started off pretty average, pretty frustrating, but we got there in the end.
So the question is, are we going to run in 4SS Heavy next year in Karting Australia meets? Yes, absolutely. It wasn't just the Kartsport meet in the wet either. A week later I went back out to Barossa in the dry. There was a few other drivers there, and we've got some pretty good pace in the dry, even with the weight on the kart. So I'm pretty optimistic. Also next year, although I'm going to run with cameras on the kart quite a bit, I'm only going to upload footage if something significant happens, like we get a good result or something that I want to share. So I look forward to sharing that with you in 2024.